for New York, number 7, Quentin Spiegel. A 6'2" junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, number 11, Juan Ortiz. A 6'5" sophomore from Racine, Wisconsin, number 12, Dan Snopko. And a 6'2" junior from Farrell, Pennsylvania, number 13, Jim Grand. And now the starting lineup for IPFW, a 6'4" freshman from Yauco, Puerto Rico, number 3, Norman Almodovar. A 6'3" junior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 8, Tom Junkie. A 6'2" sophomore from Caguas, Puerto Rico, number 9, Raul Papaleo. A 6'9" freshman from Woodburn, Indiana, number 10, Loy Ball. One of the two co-captains, a 6'4" senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, number 15, Fred Malcolm. And the other captain, a 6'4" senior from Belleville, Illinois, number 14, Tony Lunig. The head coach for IPFW is Arnie Ball. He is assisted by Denny Johnson. And now, as we look forward to this athletic contest, let us not forget those that are involved in a more significant struggle in the Middle East. Will you please join IPFW Athletics in a moment of prayer and silence in remembrance of our soldiers and allies serving in the Middle East. And now, our national anthem.
We excuse the technical difficulties we've had earlier. As we start match 2 of this evening, the IPFW Mastodons take on the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Winner going on to the championship match tomorrow night at 8 o'clock against the Ball State Cardinals, who earlier beat Ohio State Buckeyes 3 games straight. With me this evening is Colin Leiter, former IPFW volleyball player. And Colin, what do you look for this evening's match?
I look for a real exciting match out of the new Volleyball for this year. We're really pumped up for this home opener. We've got a good crowd, a few good spikes here to get us started, and I think this crowd's going to get into it, and we're going to have a lot of excitement in this first match.
I agree with you. I agree. Let's Look at the starting lineups for each team.
For the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, starters could be number 1, Mark Merlette, a 6'1" sophomore from Salt Prairie, Wisconsin. Number 3, Gary Tome, a 6'1" sophomore from Greenfield, Wisconsin. A 6'5" freshman, number 10, Eric Olson. A 6'4" sophomore, number 14, Mark Caratu. Number 17, Scott Netzel, a 6'3" sophomore. And number 18, Scott Johnson, a 6'5" senior.
For the IPFW Mastodons, number 3, Norman Amodavar. Number 5, Number 8, Tom Junkie. Number 14, Tony Luning. Number 9, Raul Papaleo. And number 15, Fred Malcolm. Along his side is number 10, Volleyball, the freshman standout. That hit is long by the University of Wisconsin.
IPFW out to a quick 2-0 lead.
Volleyball still back to serve, throws a jump up. Nice tough serve by Loy. Gets the Dons off to a 3-0 advantage. Loy Ball from Woodburn, Indiana. Already national team experience over in Russia and Japan this past summer. Nice pass by Raul Papaleo. The second option, Norman puts it away.
Ran that cross to start things off, and Norman got up there and put that ball away. Good way to start this season.
Ball throwing it up again. For an ace. IPFW leads game 1, 5-0. Timeout, University of Milwaukee.
As we've alluded to earlier, this is the first varsity season for the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and they've got to have a little butterflies coming in to face the number 10 ranked team in the country.
Yeah, it's one way to get started and another way to kind of figure out if you still want to play this game after tonight. But let's have a lot of confidence in University of Milwaukee, figuring that as soon as they get this side out, they'll be on a roll.
Still serving for the Dons, number 10, Volleyball.
Volleyball still to serve for the Dons. Side out by Scott Johnson, University of Milwaukee.
Number 10, Eric Olson to serve.
Eric Olson, number 10, back to serve for UWM. Raul has a tough time handling the pass. Junkie with a strong move on that.
First referee, Patty Vittori, calls a replay, a held ball on that. The middle attack of Tom Junkie is hit just long. Point for the Panthers.
Raul with a nice pass. One-handed set outside to Norman. Moldovar from Puerto Rico. Tony Luning back to serve. Tony, senior for IPFW.
Oh, the stuff back into the blocker's face.
Combination block by Junkie and Raul.
Have a replay coming up on that.
A nice penetration by Tom Junkie and Raul Papaleo, getting over the net, sealing it with their forearms and pressing the ball backwards.
Number 7, Jason Bean into the lineup for number 17, Scott Netzel.
Tony Looning's serve is just long, side out to the Panthers.
Number 7, Jason Bean back to serve for the Panthers. A little miscommunication by the Dons. Oh, well, no call on it.
Raul Papaleo
With a shot very long. Point for the Panthers. Bean still to serve. Score is 6-2. IPFW leads in game 1. Set outside to Norman Almodovar. Tom Junkie back to serve. Nice block by Norman and Fred Malcolm. All-American standout Fred Malcolm. Fred was sitting out the first semester of play. This semester he's back in the lineup and ready to go.
Mark Caratu with a nice hit deep into the corner for a kill out of the middle.
Number 18, Scott Johnson, back to serve. Nice defensive play by the Panthers. Pets. Set outside to Raul Papaleo. Net violation by the Panthers. I believe number 1, Mark Merlette, was in the net. Norman Almodovar back to serve. A freshman for IPFW. See a lot of nice things out of Norman this year. Played for the junior national team in Puerto Rico. That shot long by Malcolm. Back to serve, number 3, Gary Tone. Fred Malcolm with the quick attack for a kill. Side out IPFW.
Yeah, IPFW can keep passing like that. University of Wisconsin Milwaukee will not score any points because Lloyd Ball will have so many options to set out there.
Big block by IPFW. I agree, Colin. They keep passing the ball that well. Lloyd Ball's going to have a heyday running his show out there. Service ace by Papaleo. Another Puerto Rican come to Fort Wayne. It's a big block on the left side right now. Actually, a big block in the front row for IPFW. Lloyd Ball at 6'9", Fred Malcolm at 6'5", and Tony Looning at 6'4". Very big block. At 14, Mark Caratu, doesn't matter.
He found a way around that big block. Drilled one down the line. Tom Junkie couldn't handle it.
Caratu back to serve for the Panthers. We discussed earlier in the first match, we have some shorter setters at Ball State and Ohio State, and a tight pass is dangerous for them. Again, for IPFW, Lloyd being at 6'9", you can pass the ball up there tight and you still make something out of it. Look for Malcolm out of the back row. Blocked straight down.
Scott Netzel with that big block.
Side out to Wisconsin Milwaukee, number 1, Mark Merlette to serve.
Mark Merlette.
Still to serve. Serve long.
Side out to the Volleyball. Number 10, Lloyd Ball to serve.
Ball back to serve for the Dons. See if he brings out the jump again. Looks like it. And it is long.
Side out to the Panthers. Substitution. Number 9.
Substitution for the Panthers. Number 9
Number 10, Eric Olson.
into the game for number 10, Eric Olson.
It's Todd Baldessari into the Panther lineup.
Outside. We'll miss that there. That's a point for the Panthers.
Almost a great set by Lloyd Ball, but he couldn't quite control it enough.
Ballesteri still to serve. Looning with a very controlled shot down the line. It's Doug. Papaleo with a running dig.
Oh, off the block.
Off the block. That's a point for the Panthers. Right there you see Lloyd going to Looning. Past 2 times, Tony's been controlling the shot, getting into the game a little bit. I see when you see Tony get into the game, he's unstoppable. Hits that ball very hard.
Stuffed block.
Little breakdown on the Mastodons. Panthers taking full advantage. Outside to Almodovar.
If Raul keeps passing that well, they're going to have a lot of options. That time they didn't set the middle, set it outside. There was only one blocker.
That ball dug outside the antenna. Number 17, Scott Netzel back to serve. Fred with a nice pass, and Junkie puts it away on the quick attack. The back one.
Another excellent pass by Fred Malcolm.
IPFW needs to stay consistent to be a great team. There's this set. Volleyball with a running jump back set with a 360. And he puts it away.
That shows that Loy is just not a tall individual. He's a very agile person with some great athletic ability. He's really going to help this team a lot.
Tony Lewing with a nice controlled dig. Cross. Norman Almodovar puts it away. Timeout for the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. As the Mastodons lead game number 1, 11-5. IPFW right now handling the Panthers very easily because of their passing and their controlled ball again.
That's exactly right. That ball handling control is so important in a game like this. If you can run that multiple offense, pass the ball up to the setter so that he has multiple choices and not just high outside as Milwaukee, Wisconsin is doing right now, it's much more difficult to stop with the block.
I believe we're seeing, like we saw in match 1, Ball State versus Ohio State, a little domination by one team over another. And it's going to take a lot of effort by the Panthers to get things going. Mike Steiner coming into the lineup for Tom Junkie. Mike, a graduate of Wayne High School, defensive specialist. You're going to see a lot of balls dug here, Colin.
Yep, Mike will be all over that floor trying to get it.
Low set. That's a point. IPFW. Steiner still to serve. Net violation by the Dons. Side out will go to the Panthers.
Number 20, Joe Wolf.
Joe Wolf will come into the lineup for Scott Johnson. This has got to be really tough for the Panthers to get things going. I think we're seeing a lot of intimidation here.
Yeah, they were definitely nervous coming out there to start this match. Joe Wolf shows it right there. First time in, hits the ball in the net.
Norman Almodovar from Puerto Rico to serve. Jump serve. Hot ball to handle. That goes for an ace. Makes the score 13-5. Dons over the Panthers. Jump serve long. Side out to Milwaukee. Gary Tone back to serve.
Norman out of the back row.
The back row puts it in the corner. One thing, if you listen very closely, Colin, you know as well as I, Norman really doesn't call for that back row. He kind of whistles and yells for it, woohoo, like that. And when you hear that, you know Loy's going to give it to him.
Coach Ball not too happy with that play by Tony Looning. Tony kind of forgot where he was at on the court and let the ball fall.
Carito back to serve. Norman with a nice pass outside to Looning, who's blocked. One-on-one block by Mark Merlette. Set outside to Looning. Give it back to him. It's blocked again. Looning having a little trouble getting started. He tips one into the middle. Tony having a little tough time getting things going. Looks like he's driving the ball into the block rather than high and over the top or sharp angles. Malcolm serves wide to the left. Mark Merlette to serve for the Panthers. So they can take advantage of that service error. Malcolm out of the back row. You'll see a lot from Fred Malcolm and Norman Almodovar out of that right side coming out of the back court.
Yeah, and on the back row attack, as long as they leave the floor clearly behind that line, they can hit that ball over the net.
Nice scramble by the Dons. Set outside to number 20, Wolf. Nice dig. A lot of scrambling going on, a lot of hustle by the Panthers. And we have a touch off the block. Side out to Milwaukee.
A lot of good hustle on both sides of the court that time.
Baldesteri back to serve out of Greenfield, Wisconsin.
Norman pounds one down the line.
Looks like Norman's having a heyday out there right now, Colin.
He's really hot. They need to keep setting him.
Over the top of the block and out. Point, IPFW. Tony Looning still to serve for game point in game one. Jump serve. Nice pass by the Panthers.
Nice dig by Tony. Oh,
We have a net violation by number 3, Norman Almodovar. Scott Netzel back to serve for the Panthers. See if they can get some defense going. Fred Malcolm with a very nice pass outside to Norman. IPFW is passing extremely well right now. They basically have 3 passers that do all their passing. That's Fred Malcolm, Raul Papaleo, and Norman Almodovar. Those 3 people do most of the passing on the team. And a carry, double hit, excuse me, by Loy Ball. A little late getting to his target.
Pass was a little too quick for him. He couldn't make the transition from defense to offense quick enough.
Wolf to serve for the Panthers. Raul had a tough time handling it. See if they make something out of it. Here's a touch off the block.
Nice dig, it's still alive.
So the Panthers are taking it. And he throws one down. Mark Caratu. Goes for a point for the Panthers. We're closing the gap a little bit. Score their 7th point.
Service long.
You look at the roster for the University of Wisconsin, And it's just basically all sophomores and freshmen. So it's not only is their first year in the league, they've got a lot of young players out there too.
Yeah, service ace to win the game. Norman Almodovar. That ends game one, 15-7 in favor of the Mastodons.
At the end of this game, at the end of this match, Colin, we have the pleasure of choosing the Glenbrook Dodge Hyundai Player of the Game. So far in game one, I would have to say the player of the game would go to Norman Almodovar, who is putting away balls left and right.
He was really unstoppable in that first game.
What exactly is A6 Tiger, you ask? Well, let's have Coach Arnie Ball explain to us, the coach for the Mastodons.
Company, which is the major corporate sponsor for us with our uniforms and shoes and that kind of thing, has a big tournament in San Diego at San Diego State University. And we're having 2 regional qualifiers for the winner of those 2 tournaments to go out and participate in a 6-team tournament with the University of Hawaii and San Diego State and University of California, Santa Barbara and Long Beach. And so the winner of this tournament will qualify to go out there and participate in that tournament.
Hey, we're back with live action of the IPFW Mastodons versus the University of Wisconsin Panthers. IPFW wins game one by the scores of 15-7. I think we're going to see some young players come out for IPFW in this game too.
I think that's exactly right. I think for our home opener, Coach Ball is going to try to get a lot of players in. We're playing a young, inexperienced team. They're going to try to get everybody some exposure here. Start this 1991 season off with a big victory.
I think we're seeing an instant replay of the first match. Ball State beating Ohio State very easily, with Ohio State not really getting anything going in the first match. Ball State just dominating. Right now we're seeing the same thing, IPFW dominating. The Panthers of Milwaukee just kind of inexperienced and laying back right now.
I think we saw in the first game, as in that first match, how important the passing is.
The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499, or call us at 481-6582. As we start game number 2, see the same faces out there at IPFW and the same faces for the Panthers of Milwaukee. Panthers have the serve in game 2. See if they can break down IPFW's passing a little bit, get some things going. If not, pick up their defense.
Serving first for the Panthers will be number 1, Mark Merlitt.
We have a nice crowd on hand at the IPFW multi-purpose building. If you get a chance, come out and see us.
Tom Junkie with the 31 set out of the middle. Lloyd Ball setting off one knee, got it up there. Tom put it down.
As you mentioned earlier, Colin, Lloyd, for being 6'9", is very agile, sets like a shorter setter would. There's a lot of experience behind this setting. Even though he's a freshman, still a lot of experience.
Just missed on that 31 attempt. Side out to the Panthers.
Served by number 10, Eric Olson. Junkie with a hit wide. That goes to the Panthers for a point.
Panthers take an early 1-0 lead.
Olsen still to serve. Outside to Norman, who puts it away.
Norman really seems unstoppable tonight. He's hitting the ball across court, down the line. Just seems to find the hole every time.
Tony Looney back to serve. Number 18, Scott Johnson, very strong with that shot, puts it inside and away for the kill. IPFW needs to press a little bit on their block right now that their arms are back a little bit. Need to press over, penetrate the net. Ooh, we have a little miss. Strike one.
Another point for the Panthers.
Raul with a nice pass outside to Norman, who puts it in the deep right corner for a kill. Tom Junkie to serve for the Dons. That shot long. Point, IPFW. Milwaukee having a tough time passing.
They're not able to run that middle hardly at all.
Lift called on the setter. Point, IPFW. From up here, Colin, it looks like the setter for Milwaukee is not quite getting to the net where he can set. He looks like he's standing 2 or 3 feet away from the net. The ball is passed up to the net. He has trouble handling. We have a side out to Panthers.
Touch off the block and into the antenna. Side out for the Panthers.
Great shot. Defense has no chance. Hits the antenna. That ball's dead.
Raul Papaleo.
From out of nowhere.
Side X.
I don't know if you can hear that, but every time Raul hits the ball, it's a loud grunt. I don't know if it's a Mastodons grunt or what, but he's getting behind that.
Another tough serve.
Ball hit wide. Point, IPFW. Number 3, Almodovar back to serve. Service ace. Point, IPFW.
Serving that ball low to the top of the net and very hard. Very tough serve to pass.
As I mentioned earlier, Norman is from Yaco, Puerto Rico. He played with the junior national team. So he also has a lot of national team experience. Volleyball national team. Fred Malcolm was also out in San Diego this summer training with the national team. Papaleo.
Another combination play. Blockers see Fred Malcolm going up. They have to go up and respect his hitting ability, and Raul came right in behind him.
Loy having a heyday out there with those passes. I bet he loves that. Malcolm hit long. Those of you who watch IPFW play the past few years, you know that Fred Malcolm was hitting more high sets. This year hitting the quick attack. The reason being Norman Almodovar coming in there can hang in that spot, giving Fred more blocking ability in the middle.
Norman from the back row.
Norman unstopped, no block up there. Loy goes up like he's gonna hit. Fakes the outside set, goes back, boom. Big block for IPFW. Still in play. Panthers refusing to die.
Tony
Tony
Looney.
Lane with a tool into the fans. IPFW leads game 2, 5-2 over the Panthers of Milwaukee. Nice floating serve by Fred.
Oh,
straight down. Looning and Junkie.
Tony really got up and penetrated on that. Panthers had no prayer on that.
A good penetration is the key in blocking. Have your hands out in front of you where you can see them. Penetrate the net. If you get your head down and you take your eye off your hitter, you're in trouble. Timeout to the Panthers. IPFW pretty much doing what they want to right now, Colin. The Panthers they're fighting. They wanna come in there.
I know where they're coming from. I was with the first IPFW varsity program back in '81, '82. And it's very hard to go up against these established programs and win on the road.
Malcolm serves. Sets outside to Scott Netzel, who puts it away. Number 1, Mark Merlette back to serve.
Fred Malcolm.
Malcolm out of the back row. Fred from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Boy, when he hits that backcourt attack, they put it on the 3-foot line. He just jumps from the 10-foot and he just floats. Ends up by the net by the time he lands. It's up. Anybody's ball.
Oh!
Looney decides to be Spider-Man.
Can't
Side
jump
out.
forward when you're blocking. You got to jump straight up. Tony tried to take a running jump at that ball.
Panthers right now is serving very passively. They're allowing IPFW to take control of this game. They need to go out there and crack some balls and serve for some aces.
Serve tough and pass well. That's one of the keys to this game.
Number 9, Ballesteri, comes back in the lineup for the Panthers, replacing number 18, Scott Johnson. Looning with a deep floater. Good ball control by the Dons. Tip to the middle, nice play. And number 3 tries the tip, but tips it in the net. Looning still to serve as the Dons lead game 2, 7-2-2. Serve is long.
The Dons are going back there and really cracking that serve, trying to be aggressive. Timing just a little too aggressive, and it was long.
There is nothing wrong with going back there and serving aggressive. You serve a few balls deep or out, that's not too bad. As long as you go back there, you serve it aggressive and make the other team decide if it's in or out. Looning out of the back row. And it's out of here. Tom Junkie back to serve. Little trouble with the pass. Giving IPFW the free ball. Boom! Norman Almodovar.
Run that X play. You can almost see that one coming as Norman took a big round approach on that one. Wisconsin blockers just didn't pick it up.
It's a real nice play. First of all, Fred Malcolm driving really hard for that one ball. Brings up the 2 blockers. As they're coming down, Norman's going up and putting the ball away. Norman forgot to play defense on that shot. That offside blocker needs to fall off and play defense. He kind of just stood there and let it hit him. Number 9, Ballesteri back to serve. Malcolm.
That time they caught him looking at Norman a little too much.
That's the nice thing about the Dons this year, Colin. Last year, it's kind of Looning and Malcolm putting the ball away. This year, you've got Fred and Tony, you got Norman and Raul, Junkie, everybody can put the ball. You can't isolate just one person, or they'll set it outside and someone else will crack on it.
They've got so many more offensive weapons this time.
I think what IPFW's been lacking in the past is that right there. The setter, Volleyball, dumps.
That was a really great dump. Caught the other team just flat-footed and standing there looking.
Raul Papaleo back to serve. Oh, the Panthers say I can do that too. As Mark Merlette dumps one himself.
Side out to Milwaukee. Substitution number 17, Scott Netzel. Back in the lineup for number 7, Jason Bean.
Scott Netzel back in the lineup for the Panthers.
Raul with a nice hustle. We get that. Outside the Looning.
Tony's starting to heat up now. He really cranked that one inside.
Needs those first few shots to keep the defense off their toes. They say, oh, this guy's going to roll it. Oh, he's going to get blocked. And now he starts pounding away. Malcolm with a nice serve. Out of the back court, number 3. There's a touch on the block. Lloyd gets him going again. Off.
Good dig. Let's see what they do
Free
with this
ball,
free
let's
ball.
see. Could be. And Lloyd Ball puts one away. Nice free ball pass by Norman Amaldavar.
That's getting the crowd into the game here.
Outside to 17. Scott Netzel.
Off the block, out of bounds, and a kill.
It's not a crowd pleaser, but just as effective. Back to serve. Merlette for the Panthers. University of Wisconsin Milwaukee had to wonder what they were walking into. Big crowd like this, and every other shot going straight down, they gotta wonder.
Tom Junkie with that fake one ball. Got the blockers jumping, trying to block the one ball. 2 ball set, nobody was home.
Lloyd Ball with the jump serve. Panthers handle it. Outside to 9. Ballesteri off the block. I think you're seeing a problem with the IPFW Dons right now is they're such big blockers. They're going up as high as they can, putting their arms way up there. Panthers just tooling off their elbows and so forth.
Shot was out of bounds. Ball was down before Almodovar crossed the center line, but the ball was out of bounds.
No one home. Tony Lunig as he rattles the Mastodon. Paul Springup, number 4, coming in for 14. Tony Lunig.
Panthers call timeout. They've got to start working on their blocking scheme a little more. Their blockers are not watching the hitters. And those combination plays are wide open. Going up with no blockers is a big crowd pleaser. I don't think they want to get that crowd into this match.
They've definitely got the crowd going here, pounding balls left and right. I think what you're going to see now, Paul Springup just came in for Tony Luning. And Paul is one of the backup setters for the Dons. I believe you might see him set and Lloyd Ball hit a few balls now. We'll see if I'm right. I guessed wrong the first match. Probably guessed wrong this match too.
I don't think so.
Just by knowing the Dons.
Lloyd's in the back row now, so.
Lloyd Ball is playing right back, so that's a good indication that he'll remain the setter. Setter usually comes from right back or right front. Malcolm sets outside to Papaleo. Ball's out. Number 17, Scott Netzel back to serve for the University of Milwaukee. Nice pass.
Hartman drills one down the line again. Got those guys taking cover back there.
putting up their shields. Junkie back to serve. Outside. Nice swing. Oh, great hustle by Tom Junkie. It was a nice swing by Gary Tome. Goes high over the block. That's not easy to do. And you got a 6'5", 6'9" blocker up there. Fred Malcolm with the kill.
Mark Caratu didn't penetrate on that block and went right down his front.
Norman with the jump serve. We have trouble. Malcolm with the block. Game 2, IPFW 11, University of Milwaukee 3. Almodovar back to serve still.
Good short serve. Norman from the back row.
Roy Ball with a nice set. Practicing with IPFW and knowing how Roy sets, I could tell that ball was going to come back to Norman. Whenever that ball is passed way to the right side of the court, it's usually going to go back set.
Norman with the dig.
Panthers trying to convert,
Oh.
and they do.
Fred Malcolm didn't penetrate on that block. Got up a little bit late.
Side out to the Panthers, number 3, Gary Tone to serve.
We're seeing one of the finest men's volleyball teams in the country. IPFW ranked 10th.
And Norman gets blocked straight
I
down.
believe that's his first block tonight.
Mark Caratu hung in the air on that dink and just waited for
It's
it.
going to make Caratu feel pretty good.
Cut that ball back
That's
sharp.
Snake arm there. That's a Colin Leiter shot.
Substitution for IPFW 14, Tony Mooning back in the lineup for number 4, Paul Springoff.
Mooning back in the lineup for the Dons.
Paul Springoff gave him a nice rest. He should be rested. Come out here and pound a couple balls.
Loy bringing up 3 and 4 and 5 blockers on that. That's a nice fake. He goes up like he's going to hit. Sets it outside. We have Kevin Beck coming in the lineup for Loy Ball. Kevin, a 6'1" freshman from Concordia High School. He's going to show his stuff here. We got a free ball over to the Dons. See what they do with it. And it goes outside to Looning. Net violation by Caratu. Raul Papaleo is going to be serving for the game point in game 2. Back set. Chunky with the dig.
Oh,
And
little
Looning.
off speed shot. Rolled that ball off the block into the hole for the game winner.
That's a nice shot by Tony. Everybody's back on their heels, ready to dig that 200-mile ball. He rolls one off speed. No one's ready for it. That's game 2 of tonight's match. IPFW takes game 2 15-4 over the University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. IPFW won game 1 15-7. This is the second match tonight, with Ball State defeating the Ohio State Buckeyes with scores of 15-13, 15-3, and 15-12. Join us tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for the consolation match of the A6 qualifier tournament, which looks like right now could Ohio State versus the University of Milwaukee. And at 8 o'clock, the championship match, Ball State versus the winner of this match. Well, Colin, we look at both teams tonight. We got to think, well, we're just University of Wisconsin just being outclassed a little bit.
Just a little bit. But like we said, this is their first year. IPFW was there just a few years ago. You helped bring about the big change, but they're a young program. They're going to grow, and they've got a lot of young players, and there's going to be some good things coming out of University of Wisconsin Milwaukee in the years to come.
What's really nice about this, they're a new addition to the MIVA conference, along with St. Louis coming into the MIVA. The past few years, we've had 3 teams in the conference. This is going to boost up the conference a little bit. Maybe we'll get tougher, give those California teams a run for their money. At the end of tonight's game, Colin and I have the pleasure of picking Glenbrook Dodge Hyundai Player of the Game. You are tuned into your higher educational television access channel in Fort Wayne and Allen County, College Cable Access Channel 6. And Colin and I are proud to be a part of our new home, Channel 6. We bring you the finest in college sports and college programming. If you're out tonight's match, IPFW and Rock 104 have a kilometer. What that means is if IPFW gets 104 kills in a match,
Rock 104 will have several items to be given away.
so let's come out and let's see the Dons get 104 kills, and Rock 104 giving prizes and prizes away.
104 kills is a lot of kills for one match.
That's
so.
a lot of kills. It looks like right now the Dons are up to 30 kills. You can see that just by those first 2 matches you would think they'd have a lot more, but 30 is all they have. I think we'll see a tough match, 5-game match against Ball State. We'll probably see 104 kills.
Yeah, that will probably be a nice 5-game match. Very exciting. Great for the fans. So we invite you to come on out tomorrow night. See the consolation match at 6 o'clock. Championship match starting around 8 o'clock. Right here at the IPFW Mastodons.
Next weekend, also, the IPFW host the big tournament with Penn State, USC, Ohio State, and IPFW. 3 of those teams being in the top 10 in the country. Penn State, USC, and IPFW. We hope to see you out here. As we get ready for Game 3, the Milwaukee team has to be thinking, oh well, what do we have to lose? Let's go out and play now.
That's exactly right. You got to come out here and build for the future. Go out there, keep their heads up high, and play hard. At the same time, I think we'll see some new faces from the IPFW team.
I agree with you there, Colin. Coach Ball has to be thinking real nice offense. Let's look at an interview with Mastodon player Tony Looning on defense.
Offensively, we'll be a lot more powerful this year. Freshmen like Norman are really going to help, and Loy's setting is tremendous. So it sets everything up real nice, and our backcourt hitting is coming along real well. As long as everything goes well with passing, Loy's setting, I think our offense will be fine.
And here we are, about ready to start game number 3, this second match at the Indiana Bank Basics Classic Volleyball Tournament.
Thus far, IPFW dominating offensively, just running the ball anywhere they want to go, and some big hitters for IPFW putting the ball away. Norman Amaldavar having a heyday, Fred Malcolm, Tony Looning having a decent match. Just like you said, Colin, we're going to see some new faces from the IPFW team.
Got Volleyball and 5 new faces out there. Quentin Spiegel, Neil Day, Dan Snopko, Juan Ortiz, and Larry Bulgari.
Summit City Travel flying that you must be 18 to register.
Volleyball to start game 3.
When throwing your paper airplane. Ready to start the serving game number 3 for IPFW number 10, volleyball.
Some new faces out there this year for the Dons. Still very good players. Off the top of the block. Looks like Dan Snopko was stuck in the middle back.
Couldn't move his feet. Following the match, they're going to have the paper airplane fly in again. Service ace. Oh no.
Oh, the up official overrules the linesman and says it's out. Quentin Spiegel from Rochester, New York, back to serve. Quentin is sophomore, practicing with the team. Quentin is coming along very well. You'll see him play a lot. Point, IPFW.
Neil Day, playing middle front right now, was in the top 5 of the nation last year in blocks. He's a transfer student from East Stroudsburg.
Got a tool shot there as Scott Netzel goes back to serve for the Panthers.
And there's Neil Day.
See some nice things out of Neil. Again, being a transfer from East Stroudsburg, he's got some experience under his belt. And now he's got the high intensive training at IPFW. Quentin Spiegel with volleyball in the net. It's a nice hustle to get there and set the ball one-handed. A lot of people out there think you can't set that ball one-handed, but volleyball and yourself have proven that you can. Scott Johnson back to serve.
Juan
Ortiz. From San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Even with these new players in for IPFW, their passing is still right on target.
These players out here right now have to train and play against the starters. It makes their game go way up.
Dan Snopko in the net. Side out to the Panthers.
Number 3, Gary Tone back to serve. Nice passes again. Snopko puts it away. Ortiz back to serve.
Panthers have to start serving much tougher. IPFW is just running their offense at will.
A little dump to the middle of the court works. Get them back on their heels and throw it to the middle.
Number 7, Jason Bean into the
lineup. Jason Bean into number 14, Mark Caratu. Outside the antenna.
Nice hustle by Loy. Got there, set the ball from his waist, but he had to go a long way to get to that ball.
I believe he got away with one there, Colin. Quentin Spiegel into the net.
Passing starting to break down.
Point goes to the Panthers of Milwaukee. Jason Bean still to serve.
There's a good pass.
And Larry Bulgari out of the back court. Foot was on the line. So we'll have a backcourt attack call. Point to the Panthers.
Has to leave the ground completely behind that 10-foot line.
Outside to Quentin Spiegel, who puts it away.
Strong side number 7, Quentin Spiegel, the assist for Volleyball. Side out to the Dons.
Dan Snopko back to serve for the Mastodons. Set outside to Scott Netzel. Outside the antenna.
Left-handed attack was outside the antenna, and point for IPFW. Dan Snopko still serving.
Snopko still to serve. There's a nice pass by the Panthers. Back set.
Big block,
Big
but out of
block.
bounds.
Out.
Block out of bounds to kill number 10. Eric Olson, the assist for Mark Merlett.
Mark Merlett back to serve.
Panthers still leading in this match, 3-2.
Larry Folgari out of the backcourt. That time his foot was good. Volleyball back to serve.
Looks like he's going to pull the jump serve out again.
Nice save by Gary Tone. There's a big wall up there. That's at Neil Day.
Lift on the play and point for IPFW.
3-man block up there. It's tough to hit around.
That ties the score, 3-3. Oh, Quentin Spiegel with the overpass crush. Timeout going to the Panthers of Milwaukee. Trying to keep the score tight. See if they can pull off game 3 with the youngsters of IPFW in there. University of Wisconsin right now, they have to be thinking, well, hey, put in those second teamers, which aren't exactly second teamers by any means. See if they can take advantage of it.
Tonight's client is a qualifier.
Right now we have an interview coming up with Lloyd Ball. He's going to talk about his role on this 1991 edition of the Volleyball.
Basically, I'm the setter, so I call the plays, and he tells me what he wants to do, what he wants to attack on the other team, and I set the hitter that's in that position and basically try to pick apart the other team.
We're back. Live action. IPFW Volleyball versus the Panthers of University of Milwaukee. Neil Day with a quick attack set by Lloyd Ball. Gives the IPFW Mastodons their 5th point in game 3. Lloyd back to jump serve. It is long.
You really tried to put something behind that one.
Number 10, Eric Olson to serve for the Panthers. Panthers working hard. Struggling against a big team.
Oh, Quentin Spiegel.
Hits the ball wide. That gives a point to the Panthers. Olson still to serve. Serve short, Juan Ortiz there. Set to Larry Folgari. Assist by Lloyd Ball. Larry swinging quite well out of Liverpool, New York. As you can see by the IPFW Mastodons roster, not too many players from in Fort Wayne or even in Indiana. Got to go outside and get these players.
Ooh, tough serve. Ace for Quentin Spiegel.
I'll get Quentin's confidence going a little bit after hitting a couple balls out of bounds. Nice serve. Little misplay there. Set outside to Juan. Ortiz puts it away. An assist by Larry Folgari. 7-4, Mastodons lead game 3 in match number 2 of the Indiana National Bank A6 qualifier tournament.
Another ace serve for Quentin Spiegel.
That's 2 for him. Panthers need to relax. Pass the ball up there.
Jump serve is long.
Of a substitution. Mark Caratu in for Jason Bean. Getting a little more height and block up there in the front line. Scott Netzel serves. And that ball trickles down the front of the Panther block for a kill. Neil Day back to serve.
Side out to the Volleyball. Substitution for IPFW. Number 13, Jim Graham into the lineup.
Jim Graham comes into the lineup for the first time. Player out of Farrell, Pennsylvania. Replaces a fellow Pennsylvanian. Graham to serve. Outside, nice dig by Quentin. Snopko with the kill. There's what the game's all about, Colin. Dig a ball and score a point on the ball.
Ball control, even on a hard hit spike, they passed it right on target and were able to run the middle.
Grand with the serve long.
Just missed.
Substitution, number 9, Todd Balistreri in the lineup. Number 3, Henry Jones.
Scott Johnson back to serve.
Serving number 18, Scott Johnson.
Juan Ortiz with a nice pass.
Snopko off the block.
Dan Snopko's got a like playing out there right now. He is from Wisconsin. All the players from on the other side are from Wisconsin. I think he's got a little point he wants to prove tonight. Another player from Wisconsin comes in the lineup, Paul Springall. Paul from Cedar Grove with a nice serve there.
Second ball attack didn't make the net.
I think we're seeing number 1, Mark Merlette, still not getting to his target. Needs to get to his target. Still, he's waiting and waiting. Tip kill by Mark Caratu.
Looked like Quentin got caught behind the block where he couldn't see his hitter that time.
And a timeout for the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Timeout goes to the Panthers of Milwaukee. Get some things going. I think number 14, Mark Caratu, is a little hurt. He's going to tape up his finger.
IPFW Mastodons lead game number 3, 10-4. Lead the match 2-0.
Coach Ball right now has to be pleased, just sitting back, letting his younger players play right now, and thinking about what he has to do to be successful for the 1991 season. As we've seen in the first 2 games, I think if they keep doing that, they'll be very successful.
He's got to be happy with a lot of the things that have happened in this game. I think the Mastodons are going to try to run the 6-2 offense this time around with Paul Springall setting out of the back row, and they're going to let Loy Ball hit this time.
Let's see if it goes out to him. I think Seth was a little outside, and Loy had some trouble handling that. Number 9, Ballesteri back to serve. Quentin Spiegel with the pass.
Juan
A nice
Ortiz.
shot by Juan Ortiz. Assist by Paul.
Into the upper decks.
That's up here by us. Juan Ortiz back to serve. Outside to Caratu. Paul Springall with a nice dig. Back court, Paul Springall is blocked.
Oh, and the stuff block.
Panthers putting up the wall now. Mark Caratu back to serve for the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Juan Ortiz with the pass. Paul Springall can't handle it. Don't know who hit that one.
Oh, the middle attack.
Scott Netzel puts that away for the Panthers, giving them their 6th point.
And a point for UWF.
Caratu to serve. Juan passing very well to Springoff, who is in the net.
Center line violation.
Center line.
Ball's got to stay at the net a little more and work back into the court instead of jumping toward the net.
I think the passers are used to Lloyd Ball being up there, can pass it a little bit tighter. Being 6'9", can handle that. Got to keep it off for Paul a little bit. Nice hustle by Milwaukee. Can't get it.
Quentin Spiegel off the block.
Side out to IPFW with substitution number 2.
Mike Steiner comes into the lineup for Dan Snopko. Mike Steiner, a Fort Wayne native.
Should see some good defensive plays now with.
Stymie, they call him.
Oh,
Through the block. Netzel puts one through. Scott Netzel doing a nice job this evening. He's going up, he's still swinging. Says, I don't care if you're ranked 10th and this is our first year, I'm going to play some ball. Paul Springoff with the assist. Volleyball.
oh, Volleyball.
Off the back set of the kill. Number 10, Lloyd Ball. The assist for number 4, Paul Springoff. Serving substitution number 6, Larry Bulgari into the lineup.
Lloyd Ball back to serve. Larry Fulgari comes back into the lineup. Mastodons lead 10-7. We have a tough decision to find out who's the player of the game.
Even as well as they're playing, Coach Ball is not happy.
On the quick attack, the kill for number 17, Scott Netzel. The assist for number 1, Mark Murley.
Another kill by Netzel. Doing a real nice job this evening. Number 10, Eric Olson back to serve. Juan Ortiz with a pretty nice pass there. Back to Quentin. Oh, you're easy, says Mark Merlette.
Tough block for Quentin.
Side up goes to the Dons. Quentin with a low serve. Larry Fulgari with, and Lloyd Ball gets blocked straight down, coming out of the back row. Scott Netzel back to serve for the Panthers. Juan Ortiz with the kill. Juan Ortiz doing a nice job playing steady ball, passing the ball really well.
Danny Snopko back into the Mastodon lineup, along with Joe Wolf into the Panther lineup.
I think this is Joe Wolf's first time in the lineup. Nice coverage by the Panthers. And Caratu sends one into the locker room.
Good block up that time by Danny Snopko.
Jim Grand back to serve. Going for point 12 for the Mastodons. Good block by Fulgari and Snopko. Kevin Beck, a freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, comes in for Lloyd Ball. Kevin Beck, we're going to see run the show right now.
Jim Grand still serving for the Mastodons.
Sets outside. Nice play by Jim Grand. Kevin Beck.
Off the
Larry
block.
Fulgari off the block. Nice set by Kevin Beck. He's been watching Loy in practice. Jim Grand to serve for point 14. See if the Dons can play some defense. University of Wisconsin still coming at him. Juan Ortiz sends one high off the block. Game point, IPFW. game and match. Quentin Spiegel with a dig goes over. And Mark Caratu says, nope, it's not over yet.
They're not quite ready for it to end. Scott Johnson serves.
Danny Snopko. Larry Fulgari back to serve for game and point. Excuse me, game and match point. Again, the Panthers say no. Fulgari says yes.
Oh, and Danny Snopko.
Match point. Dan Snopko with the block. IPFW wins game 3, 15-7. IPFW wins game 1, 15-7, and game 2, 15-4. With game 3 at 15-7 completing the match. IPFW will play Ball State tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at the Mastodons for the championship match to see who goes to San Diego and play in the A6 Tiger tournament at 6 o'clock. University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee will play the Buckeyes of Ohio State for third place. Tonight we saw some exciting stuff out of IPFW, something that we can look forward to for the rest of the 1991 season, and a new program out of Milwaukee that I think we're going to see some nice things in years to come.
I think it's going to be sooner than a lot of people think. They didn't let up at all. They played pretty well. They played hard all match. They need a little experience, a little more playing time, and they're going to be right up there contending for the MIVA title.
I'd like to take this time to thank the crew, College Cable Access Channel 6, and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their participation in the live production of our volleyball game tonight. Thank you very much, Channel 6. We look forward to televising tomorrow night. See some exciting things from all 4 teams. Tonight, Colin and I had the job of picking the player of the game. The Glenbrook Dodge Hyundai player of the game was Loy Ball, freshman for IPFW Mastodons. We'll be joining regularly scheduled Univision program already in progress immediately following tonight's game. For Colin Leiter, I'm Lauren Giebert, and we'd like to thank you for joining tonight's game. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Join us, won't you?